Opium Wars by Deciutiis. First War. In the 1700s, Britain bought goods such as tea, spices, and silks from China. China wasn't in need of any goods that were offered from Britain and didn't buy anything from their side, which led to unbalanced trade. As Britain bought more and more, China began to have a limited supply of Western resources. The only option that was left for the emperor was to ban the trade of most European goods.
I ban most European goods.
Meaning the only acceptable payment left was gold and silver. Europe's amount of silver began to decrease due to the new change and interfered with the trade. With the money shortage, Europeans found a way to trade with the Chinese without the struggle of losing their money: selling opium. Soon enough, the process was reversed and the Europeans regained their silver while China was losing their silver. By the 1830s, the addicts of opium increased to about 90% of the population of China. This concerned the government of the Emperor King and himself, resulting the emperor to ban the drug.
I ban the use of opium.
In 1839, Chinese government and officials tried to end the use of opium. They ended up confiscating 1,400 tons of chests of opium. The users of the drug did not agree due to their addiction and started war. After 3 years of war, the war ended with the signing of a peace treaty known as the Nanjing Treaty.
Ching, ching, chong, may peace be with you.
Second War. Once the peace treaty was signed, Britain demanded additional compromises from China, such as all open ports to foreign traders and to legalize the opium trade. But China ignored these demands for as long as possible. In 1856, Qing forces boarded a ship known as the Arrow. The ship was used for smuggling. Chinese officials arrested the crew that boarded the Arrow. Once they were arrested, Britain stated that the ship let out the British, meaning they were out of China's border. This was known as the Arrow Incident, which later caused the Second War to begin. During war, British destroyed 4 of China's coastal forts and more than 20 naval junks. On another note, during February of 1856, Augustus Chapdelaine, a French Catholic missionary, was arrested for preaching Christianity outside of treaty ports, disobeying agreements, and participating with Taiping rebellions. He was sentenced to beheading, but was beat to death by his cellmates before his punishment could have taken place. Later in the year, the war began on October 8, 1856, and the French used Augustus's death as an excuse for them to join forces with the British Army against China. During 1857 and 1858, the French forces captured Guangzhou and Guangdong and Taku forts. China surrendered.
I surrender.
China was forced to sign the Treaty of Tientsin, agreeing to allow United Kingdom, Russia, France, and the United States to open 11 ports to foreign traders. For war indemnities, China paid 8 million taels of silver to the British and France. Britain's army left the area of Tianjin in 1858 and returned to China 1 year later. China attacked. China refused to confirm treaties from 1858 and the war continued. An unexpected growth in the British and French's army arrived in China and invaded, destroyed Dagu batteries, and burned the Emperor's Wangming summer palace to the ground. Once again, China surrendered and signed the Beijing Convention, which was an agreement to give up power to the British.
I surrender.
Thank you for watching my presentation on Opium Wars. I hope you learned everything you need to know. 420, woo!